Wow.
So this actually does segue me pretty well into something else. I want to talk about people who think they're more famous than they actually are.
Oh, okay.
And there's somebody who decided to make his own app, and that is
yes.
This is
Jeremy Renner.
This is the face that greets you when I just love the fuck. Okay, this eyeliner here is.
If you're wondering, we just brought up a giant picture of Jeremy Renner. This is in regard to his new app, just called the official Jeremy Renner app.
So this is part of something larger for him. So I think that Jeremy Renner is okay. I think it's a few things that are going on. Okay, it's clearly a midlife crisis. Number one. Number two. I need to pop up another thing here real quickly.
Take him away. You gotta adjust the layers.
So my allegedly sign up is right now. I have heard from very, very reliable sources that he's gay. He has like a wife and kids and stuff, but
whoa.
But yeah, and so, okay, so those two things are going on, and the third thing going on is that okay, where is my? There it is.
Allegedly, down.
So he could so these Marvel movies are these phenomenon, but his character could not matter any less to the universe. Literally, it couldn't matter.
Who's your favorite superhero? Hawkeye?
Who?
You're a fucking loser.
And well, in the reality too is like, there's a reason why they haven't made a Hawkeye movie, because no one would go fucking see it.
But it's odd they're making a Hawkeye series on Disney Plus.
But it's not odd because they're gonna fucking do it with every single character they possibly can. That like someone will click on it.
Right.
And also too, I mean, there is an angle. I know that what they're gonna do. So I think it's in the comic books that he goes deaf. And so then it's like the first disabled superhero. So like that's what they're gonna end up doing. But yeah. So but this is part of a larger thing. So I pulled up.
About the app. You already brought it up. I was just gonna say, just as quickly as it surfaced, it has been shot down.
And there's 2 articles. We only have 2 articles we're gonna do some reading on. We're gonna Tim Pool a few things, but I just want to So do you mind just kind of?
That's how many episodes in a row that you've mentioned Tim Pool's name.
It'll stop eventually, but I feel like it's just become my word for being lazy.
Stupid journalism.
Fake journalism. Fake journalism. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is an article from comicbook.com. Avengers Endgame star Jeremy Renner shuts down his app after being infiltrated by trolls. What? Let's see. Jeremy Renner has had to shut down his Jeremy Renner app after it was invaded by trolls. The app now has a display message to say goodbye to its users.
This is the whole article, so you can just go ahead and finish it. It's really short.
The app has jumped shark. Literally, the message reads. It literally has jumped a shark. They jumped over a shark, literally.
Yeah, I think it's figuratively.
Figuratively, yeah. Due to clever individuals that were able to manipulate ways to impersonate me and others within the app, I have asked the app manufacturer, the company that runs the app, shut it down immediately and refund anyone who has purchased any stars over the last 90 days. And stars are like the currency on this app.
Okay, so my question is, do you have to buy these stars to talk to him?
Yes.
Ew.
So I did a little bit of research myself into this app, but let me finish this.
You don't really. Okay, actually, you know what? It is kind of funny.
This is the rest of his message when you open up the app. What is supposed to be a place for fans to connect with each other has turned into a place that is everything I detest and can't or won't condone. My sincere apologies for this, to have not turned out the way it was intended. To all the super fans who have supported me with your words of encouragement, amazing art, stories, and time shared on the app, a genuine thank you. And I hope to see you on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.
Could he be any more self-important? Okay, so actually, before you get into that, part of this, okay, but I'm going to call it the mental breakdown of Jeremy Renner. So on top of all of this, he decided that he's going to make a fucking music video. And I can't play the audio, obviously.
It's funny because we were talking about this weeks ago.
Yeah.
You sent it to me.
Let me just mute it here so we don't have to hear it. But
here's him walking through a neon thing, through a desert, him looking past the camera.
Now he's with a rock band.
He's standing on stage with a rock band.
And if you hear the song's called Main Attraction, and it's a butt rock song. It's Imagine Dragons. Main Attraction. It's a total butt rock song.
And it sucks because
it sucks because it sucks.
And I talked about Crush 40 on the last episode, I think, which is the Sonic band.
Oh God.
Who invented butt rock?
Yes, yeah. I think butt rock will be a recurring theme.
Or I like to think they invented.
But
butt
I think
rock.
that this is like an app. It's a movie star having a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
And also, like, I actually, it's so funny. I saw him at a art exhibit at the Pacific Design Center, and he is a total manlet. Like, I'm talking 5'4". Like,
oh, really?
Itty bitty tiny man. And so, like, I think that this is also part of it. Like, there's just,
whoa.
like, look how, like, look
weird
at
contortionists.
Just look at him.
It's like edgy. It's trying to be edgy.
It's trying to. That's the thing. Like, it's the thing of, like, I mean, there's never, like, the actor turned. Like, actor, if you're already a big star turning musician, as a musician, you're like, oh, fuck off. You know, like, you have a thing. Stay with, like, 30 Seconds to Mars, like, blow me. Like, stay the fuck. Jared Leto, stop it. Like, stop it. But they can't help themselves because their ego is so fucking enormous. And again, like, that kind of ego and this sort of crisis is what would make him think it's a good idea to start his own app to engage with his super fans. Well, so there's Logan Paulers. What would be a Jeremy Renner fan?
I don't know. The Jeremy Runners. That's not very good. But I did some of my own investigative journalism. I'm
very curious to hear
and
this.
I downloaded the app.
Oh my God, did you really?
And I did not get very far because it forces you to log in with Facebook.
See, and that's another thing.
And I don't have Facebook.
Yeah, you don't? You actually still, you don't
have
yours?
I deactivated it.
Oh, okay. You didn't, like, actually killed it? You just deactivated it?
It's too much work to kill it.
It's
I just
not
deactivated
really.
it. Listen, Jordan, I'm lazy. And I don't want to have to do any work. If you want to do it, you can. Just let me know and I'll give you the password.
No.
So so when I pull up the app, it forces you to log in with Facebook. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to log in. So I watched a video on somebody else logging into the app. And that was the extent to my journalism. But basically what you do and what you did in his app, since it's gone now, what you would do is it was basically just Instagram for Jeremy Renner.
Uh-huh.
It was just him posting. You couldn't even, like, your feed was only Jeremy Renner's posts, and he would have likes and, like, stars. What are you grinning about?
Look at Neon Noni's comment.
The rennergades.
The rennergades. That's exactly.
They are the rennergades.
Yeah.
And so you would go to this app or you would go to the feed and you could leave him a certain number of stars. So you could have any number of stars so long as you bought them with your own money, with real money. And you could leave like 400 stars and he will notice your comment. He will notice your like or whatever, and he will thank you personally through the app, and he will respond to it.
I'm just picturing him like alone in his Hollywood Hills mansion, just like fucking just elbow deep in a bottle of Ciroc and just like just depressed and thinking this is like
the real sad thing is the fans on this app.
I know, because his fans aren't going to be young, and that's what he would want. Like, they're going to be like 40, 50-something-year-old moms. I think the truest tragic part about this is that, did you ever see The Hurt Locker?
Mm-mm.
It was an excellent movie, and he was so fucking good in it. He also played Jeffrey Dahmer in another movie and did a really, really good job. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, he was, like, again, before the Marvel thing happened, he had the potential to be someone really compelling. The Hurt Locker was about, they're in Afghanistan, and they're like a bomb defusal group.
Is that where the quote, "I am in a world of pain," comes from? Is that Hurt Locker?
I don't know.
I am in a world of pain.
I don't think so, no.
I'm trying to think of where that's from. It's been stuck in my head.
There's like a bunch of things that didn't, like, fell apart after that movie. So, like, he fell apart, and then the woman that directed it, James Cameron's ex-wife, I can't remember her name, but she made a really, really good movie and then just made shit. Like, she made Zero Dark 30 after that, which sucked dick. But that movie was fucking... Hurt Locker was an excellent movie, and he played, like... it was very similar to... like a lot of veteran movies where, like, they go over and they can't, like... undo this sort of thing, so, like, they just end up wanting to go back. And so he was one of those people that just was so... His brain was so fucked that, like... like his risk aversion was all fucked up. Like, he wouldn't wear certain parts of, like, the bomb armor when he would go to fuse. Like, and it was a very believable, and he was just unhinged. He played a very unhinged character. And then for him to become, like, I think it's just a sad thing when any of these people join the superhero canon. But
It's kind of like selling out at this point in time.
It completely is, because it's one of those things of like, I mean, I guess you would consider Chris Pratt to be like the ultimate sellout, because he's basically, you know who Chris Pratt is now? He's Harrison Ford, like in the 80s, like in the sense of like Indiana Jones. I swear to God, I saw something that said that like he's going to be part of some Indiana Jones reboot. But he's got so he had in Star Wars and things like that. But then you with Chris Pratt, you have Jurassic World or Park or whatever, and then you have all of the Avengers shit, and then I think he's part of another big franchise too that's happening. But I mean, in a way, I understand it. I understand it in the sense of like with him, it makes a little bit more sense. If he didn't really have much before, he had like Parks and Rec, which he was amazing on. Mm-hmm. But I think that too, when he did Guardians, it wasn't quite the machine that it is now. But there is, I do understand the sentiment of like, I don't know how long this star status is going to last. Yeah. So I'm going to make as much fucking money as I can now, so that if I can't work anymore, I don't have to worry about it. But there's something about like, I think people not wanting to lose a celebrity, and the money's not that important to the whole thing. Like the celebrity's more important. So yeah, but you would never know whether or not that's the case.
But with Chris Pratt, it feels different because he has like that farm, and like
he's got kind of a complete life.
Like, it's odd that I don't know.
I liked it better when he was still married to Anna Faris. I kind of liked that whole thing. That was very like a Hollywood thing.
Well, he married his new wife after like a year,
which means is it cheating?
Yeah.
But okay, so you said that like what was a particularly sad part about Jeremy Renner's fans?
Sad part is you can post your own posts and ask other people to boost your posts with stars so that Jeremy Renner will see it, and his responses to those posts are very flat. And are not worth the time.
I think that I saw some, like when this was all going on, I saw some screenshots of it, and it would just be like
emojis,
like some really long thing, and then just thank you.
Yeah, it was really sad to see some of those things, because I couldn't witness it firsthand, unfortunately, because my journalism degree doesn't go that far, didn't get me that job, but it was really sad to see some of these things, and they are like adult women. I feel like most of them are like millennial moms or even older than that, and they just have fixated on Jeremy Renner, and it's odd that they would spend money on fake currency to get him to notice them for a millisecond.
And like and the idea of being somebody, I mean, again, he's not like, I mean, in terms of like the Marvel universe or whatever, he's not like the most famous one in it, but at the same time, it's like you're going to charge them to do this, like ew.
And let's look at the other people who have their own apps.
Oh yeah, you did
first one, Amber Rose has her own app.
The Slutwalk girl?
With a shaved head, blonde hair.
Slutwalk one, yeah.
Who I think dated Kanye West.
Yeah.
She has her own app with
that makes
the
sense
same
because no one gives a fuck about her.
No one gives a fuck, yeah. The next person is Bob Marley.
What?
Yeah. Listen to the timeless music of legend Bob Marley and join over 4 million people who have installed his official app. So, Bob Marley has an official app.
So what does it do? Can it play? It plays music too?
I guess.
And
it connects you.
Spoiler
with
alert:
other
he's
fans.
dead. So I don't.
Who's making this money?
Yeah.
Next
it's a state. Bro.
Next up, Dita Von Teese.
Dita Von Teese. Why do I know that?
She's like a
tattoo
burlesque phenomenon.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And next up, finally, Crystalia.
Yeah, he's a. Do you think
weird.
He's funny?
I've never listened to his stand-up.
It's not.
I've only listened to him.
I don't really like saying that. Like, I don't know. He's just. It's not my flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like.
That's fine.
It's very much like. I don't really like. That's what the Chappelle special was so striking to me, because I'm like, this is. He's talking about some current events, so like those won't age well, but like, it felt very timeless. You know, like, and there's just stuff about people who are kind of, they're wrapped up in pop culture, like the fact that D'Elia got really big over Logan Paul responding to one of his tweets. Like, there's just like that sort of engagement. And you go to Chappelle's Twitter and he hasn't used it since 2012. And you're like, there's something about being kind of, once you already are, like, if you hit like, awesome, you hit like a certain level of celebrity where like, you should just delete these things.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something about like having the mystique a little bit that makes it a little more attractive.
And in Beyonce's defense, she does this. She doesn't really post on Instagram. It's like once every year.
It's when she's plugging something.
Yeah, she doesn't post, and yet
Taylor
she has
Swift too.
Millions of followers.
Yeah.
Harry Styles as well.
Mhm.
There is like a mystique behind them that's like, ooh, I want to know what's going on.
Because I think that what it is it does sort of give you go one of two lanes. It's like either you have to engage with the fans that you don't really want to talk to, which is sort of sad, and then the other, or it sets you up to like start having opinions on politics, which
is a bad move.
It's a bad
when you're
move.
trying to appeal to the entire population.
Yeah, just keep your fucking mouth shut about it. Like I don't really know why people want to talk about these kinds of things if they already have like a sort of a celebrity status.
Totally.
But anyway.